Josh Raven here with the Daily Dot at the E-League in Atlanta, joined by Dustin Mouret on the analyst desk. And it's been quite an exciting first day here at E-League. We've still got a couple of games left to go, but first off, we saw Luminosity and Renegades go head-to-head. Map 1 made it look like it could have been a close series, but then obviously we had the sweep in Map 2. What happened in that series? Why was it so close on Map 1 and it's just a blowout in Map 2?
Well, I mean, I think Renegades, Cobblestone has always been kind of one of their stronger maps. Granted, a lot of their wins aren't against quality teams, so we were kind of wondering how they would perform against a team at the caliber of Luminosity. Whereas, you know, Cobblestone is a map that Luminosity can play, but, I mean, obviously they're much more powerful on maps like Mirage, Train, as you saw later in the series, and an Overpass, say. So Cobblestone, I kind of felt there was a chance, especially since Renegades had put a lot of prep coming into this event. They boot camped in Sweden, I think, for 10 days before they came here. Was definitely still a little bit surprised to see them get that close. I mean, I thought that it might be more like a 16-12 type of game for Luminosity, not one that went into overtime. What a way to kick off the tournament, right? Couldn't ask for better. So, yeah, I mean, just, you know, good play from Renegades, especially Azza. That's the type of guy you want to see play well. He did. Saw a lot of big plays from him, but Luminosity, they're just too powerful, man. It's like something happens, a flip switches in Coldzera's head, and when it's time to close the game, he gets the job done. And then Train, what is there to say, really, right? I mean, they just steamrolled through that one.
Do you think the loss on Map 1, where they could have kind of taken a win and gotten that 1-1 tie, do you think that's going to affect their chance of qualifying by quite a bit? Do you think that's going to kind of stop them, or do you think they still have a chance against Cloud9 and Team Liquid?
There's certainly the chance. I mean, I think everyone kind of felt that Luminosity would be the number one team in this group and would be getting the direct route to the finals, and it was all about, you know, who could do well enough in the semifinals to be in the LCQ. And I think it is up for grabs. I mean, you saw how poorly Liquid just played against Cloud9, particularly on Cash. I mean, if Renegades can put up a good game, if Liquid are as vulnerable as they just looked, I mean, there is a chance they could fight for, a second or third in the semifinals and maybe get in by points or something like that. So I think there is the opportunity there. Cloud9, on the other hand, they're looking really powerful. That's a great opening result for them to get the better of Liquid, so I'm curious to see how they're performing into Luminosity.
Well, obviously we will go towards Cloud9 now. We just saw them 2-0 Team Liquid after the roster change, bringing in Slemmy, moving Nothing away from being the in-game leader. Do you think that is the change that they needed to take Nothing away from that role and let him go back to focusing on his own game?
Yeah, I mean, when Cloud9 had their big run in the summer of 2015, it was predicated on the fact that all the roles were really well established and they had a great in-game leader. Seeing Nothing freed back up to be kind of more of a wild card because you got, Shroud and Skadoodle and Stewie, you all know what they're going to do, and that gives Nothing the freedom. You saw it today. Normally he's a lurker, right? Today he wasn't. On Dust 2, he was in people's faces, opening things up. They really didn't get to see a T side in the second map, right? It was just a full dominant CT side. So yeah, definitely good to see him play. And you also got to give a huge shout out to Stewie. His development's been unreal over the last few weeks. He played really well as well. And then Shroud came back. So they had a lot of things going for him today. That's kind of the short version.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think it's now time where Cloud9 can say, we were right about Stewie 2K? Because obviously when he joined, people were saying he's still got to prove himself, this could be a really bad signing, but he seems to have been one of the best performers on the team in the most recent weeks. So do you think it's time where they've gone, actually, this did work, Stewie was the talent we thought he was?
I mean, considering that they pretty much didn't have to invest anything at all to get him, you have to think it was a value buy at this point. We always knew that he had the aim and the mechanical skill, but it was about whether or not he was going to have the proper leadership to guide him, move him in the right direction. It seems like he's starting to get some of that. I mean, not only has he really filled Freakazoid's shoes very well, as being one of those guys open up areas of the map, he's better. He's an upgrade. He's done a better job. He puts up better numbers. And not only that, but his op game has really helped this team, especially on CT side, to be a second op that can perform very well to defend. He's even almost more aggressive than Skadoodle, so you can actually even see him use it a bit on the terror side, like you saw on Dust 2 today. So I think he's starting to get some more versatility. He's starting to get a little bit more experience, and so yeah, I think it was a good move.
Okay, well, let's talk about E-League itself. Obviously, you're on the desk for week one. What is it like to be working in a studio like this? Obviously, there's TV people about everywhere, people shouting on the stage, directions. What's it been like for you being on this arena studio?
I was blown away. I mean, maybe it's a little bit different for some of the other guys who are a little bit more seasoned than myself, but I haven't been to a whole lot of big stuff. And even for the guys who have been to some bigger tournaments and stuff like that, like the regulars, the Commanders or similar, even they're blown away. We've been treated amazingly here. There's nothing to complain about. It's when you get into a situation where you think, oh, it's too good to be true, and you keep kind of peeling the layers back on the onion, okay, where's the rotten part? There has to be a catch here. We just haven't found one. Everything's been incredible. The production team is excellent. They listen to to us. They make the adjustments we ask for. They very much adapt to us rather than forcing us to adapt to them. They want to be authentic. They want to be accepted by the community. That's their most important goal. Numbers and money is aside. They don't care if they take a loss. They just want to be accepted because they know they have one shot at this, right? Like, if TBS messes it up, if the guys here at Turner and WME IMG don't do a good job, then maybe people aren't going to give them a second chance. They know they need to nail this one, and so far I think they are, right? They've just done an excellent job, and I couldn't have asked for more.
So what do you think about the debate of whether esports needs TV or not that some people talk about? Because obviously this is going to be on television on Friday for the grand finals of the group. A lot of people saying we shouldn't be looking for TV deals. We've got Twitch, streaming's going to blow up. What is your take on that subject?
I think it's one of those things where it depends on how you say. How you define do we need TV. I don't think we need TV to survive. We've already proven that we can be pretty stable and successful without it, but I think it does kick it up a notch. I think it can introduce us to new audiences. I think it increases the level of production value. I mean, come on, man. The production value at this tournament has been unreal between the different little documentaries they have and the other video segments, the 3D modeling on the custom bullet casings and just little things. And you notice something new every time you see one of those little segments. Even walking into the studio, every time I walk in there, I feel like I notice a new element. The attention to detail is just out of this world. So I think the production value game is huge. Very good at marketing. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job there. Not only that, but just there's so much staff, so much infrastructure. I mean, there's so many people involved in this project. You have no idea between the production crew, the cameramen, everyone that's involved. There's just so much manpower behind all this. So far, I have not seen them go short on anything. They're all about putting in their most effort.
Well, you spoke production value. I thought you'd talk about the moving desk that everyone seems to be freaking out about.
I didn't get to ride it. I didn't get to. I wasn't a part of the first desk segment. I did ride it during rehearsal, though. So, that's a pretty neat little trick to kick off the show for sure. Pretty cool stuff.
Okay, well, I'll leave you with the last word, obviously, here for the rest of the week at least. What should we be looking out for in the rest of the week? Are there any players, teams in particular that you think are going to step it up after the first day?
Well, it'll be cool to see if Luminosity just takes care of business and takes first in the group like people expect them to do. They're the best team in the world right now, almost unanimously, so let's see if they can get the job done. Cloud9 put up a really cool performance. Let's see if they can do that against Luminosity, right? Let's see if they do it up against a big team that's going to actually test them. So, yeah, I think this is an interesting group, and it'll be cool to watch how the rest of it plays out.